All right, we are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Nick Barris along with Josh Horn from Social Security. More phone calls for the big man. All right, next up is none other than Ricky. Good morning, Ricky.
Morning, Nick.
How are you? What can we do for you, big fella?
Just wondering if you die before or if your spouse dies before you reach your full retirement age, can they draw benefits off you early, or can they draw benefits off you at all?
Yeah, absolutely. If you all are married when you pass away, or you were married for at least 10 years and you pass away, then they can be eligible to draw widows or divorced widows benefits as early as age 60. They have to be at least age 60.
At least 60 is the line, okay. But they can start drawing, and what they would do then is look and see whether or not that is more than they would get themselves.
That's right, and it's actually one of the few times where you can really do a choice here where some people will start drawing the widow's benefit at 60 and then wait until full retirement age to switch over to their own record.
Because that's more all of a sudden?
Because that's more. Or the other way around, at age 62 they'll start drawing their benefits, and then at their full retirement age they'll start drawing the widows or
well, that's the way to do it. I mean, because you and I both talk a lot about if you want to take early retirement off Social Security, that's fine, but it costs you quite a chunk of change to do that. But if you do have a widow's benefit you could pursue, you could take that and hold off on yours and let it reach its full maturation date, where you get the maximum amount. Is that what most people do?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a coin toss of whether, you know, the different situations, because if both benefits are very similar, then it can get really down to some math. But if they're very different, then usually the choice is pretty obvious. It just kind of depends on how much the two records are.
All right, good. That was a good question. Let's go next to, I believe, Todd. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Nick and Mr. Horn.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just want to call. I wanted to call in, and I wanted to thank Mr. Horn personally. I've talked to him before on here. I've talked to you several times, and I really appreciate y'all doing these shows. Mr. Horn has been a great help to me, and he's a very kind man that you can talk with Social Security, and we don't always get that in our local offices. And I just wanted to let you know how much really people like me appreciate you, returning my calls and everything else. God bless you. And I really do appreciate it. I haven't received anything yet, but I feel more comfortable after I've talked with you. And I really do thank you. And I appreciate you, Mr. Barris, for doing these shows, because it helps people like myself. I think you guys know my living situation. And
sure.
It's not a fun way to have to go through life, especially when you're ill. And I'm hoping that I can get out of this. I had a bad weekend with the rain. I had, the thing leaks, but I talked with Mr. Horn, and he's got things rolling for me, and I really do appreciate it. And I just wanted to call and let you know that I appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you.
God bless you both.
Thank you very much. And he's called before, and he is exactly why we do this show. We've been doing this now for, gosh, 15 years, maybe more. And he's right. There's bureaucrats sometimes in life, and you're not one of them. You're a good egg. And the people we've had on before you, of course, Daryl Payne and others, you guys all, and he's right. And I really appreciate him saying that. I don't think people necessarily realize it, but the things you do directly affect people's quality of life.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, and that's what we're there for. And we have a lot of discussions in my staff meetings about just we all enjoy working with you and trying to solve any problems that might be there and get the money that's due. And that's why we really enjoy the customer service. And I spent some time in an administrative office with Social Security before, and I really missed being in the field office, because this is what we have a passion for, is working with you in helping wherever we can. And so I'm glad I'm still working with him on some things, and we do have the ball rolling. Thankfully, it was a little bit more complicated case than I thought at first, and so when there are those cases out there where there's a lot of moving parts, and we're trying to get going.
And that's the other side of it. There are literally millions of people on Social Security dealing with this, and you guys, like a lot of government offices, are understaffed. And are there frustrations for people applying? Absolutely. Are the waits long? Sometimes, absolutely. But when you get on a case and you stay on it and help people like that, it makes all the difference. I think that's great. Thank you for your call. He's a good guy. Let's go. I think we've got James. James, good morning. Hi, James.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Well, what can we do for you?
I have a question. I draw, I'm 61, I draw disability. My question is, when I'm eligible to draw Social Security, will my benefits go up or go down or stay the same, or?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. And so basically, when you're drawing disability benefits, that's the same amount as your full retirement amount. And so what happens when you turn full retirement age, which for you is probably somewhere between 66 and 67, is on the system, you'll convert from disability to retirement, but you won't see any change because it'll be the same amount. The only difference is you won't get those periodic medical reviews where we send you those forms. You won't get those anymore because you'll be on retirement benefits, but it'll be kind of transparent for you.
Nothing he needs to do, just seamless.
Yep, seamless process.
So it won't be less, but it's not going to be any more either.
It's what is it? Social Security? Is it 65 or?
The full retirement age is right now it's 66, but it's starting to transition. Actually, the folks that are turning 62 this year, I believe their full retirement age is 66 and 2 months, and so it's going to slowly start transitioning to 67. So here in a few years, the full retirement age is going to be 67.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, we get one of those calls every, and that's a fair question. You wonder, or if there's something you have to do. But as you said, it's seamless. It just moves over that, which is good. Good for him. All right, let's get next to, I believe we have Aubrey. Hello, Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. How are you, Aubrey?
What I have to do, he almost answered my question. I was going to ask you, I'll turn 65 next year. Will my check go up or down?
Are you on disability right now?
Yeah, I'm on disability because I got emphysema real bad and MS.
Okay, and then you're going to go to your full retirement. I think that's the same thing, is it not?
Yeah, it'll be a seamless process. I will mention that if you're not drawing disability, and so you're sitting here saying, well, I'm going to wait till my full retirement age, 66 or 66 and 2 months, whatever it may be. But Medicare, the Medicare age is still 65. And so we want to encourage everybody to go ahead and contact the office, or better yet, go online. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes to do it online to sign up for your Medicare. If nothing else, sign up for Medicare Part A because it's free, and that'll cover your hospital insurance. And even if you've got some other kind of group health insurance, a lot of times they will require you to file for the Medicare because you're eligible for it because it's free. But then also you can decide if you want the Part B, the doctor's insurance, or the Part D, the prescription drug plan, or some of the combination plans out there. But so that's still
65. And that's not transitioning or changing. 65 is when, like when I turn 65, whatever my situation is, good idea to go ahead and at least take Part A.
Yeah, at least take Part A and have that coverage.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go next to Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Go ahead, ma'am.
I have a family member who's disabled. He just recently received an inheritance. He is on his father's survivor benefits, and he's receiving SSI along with Medicaid. I put the inheritance into a trust because I'm his representative payee, and I also have conservatorship. My question is, how can that inheritance money be used on his behalf? I've been told I can't use it to pay taxes on on the mother's estate. The mother is deceased, but he's still living in the home, but I've been told I can't pay his part of the taxes. I've also been told that whatever the survivor benefits cover and the SSI, the inheritance can't be used for that. Is that true?
So if you're asking about inheritance laws and what you're allowed and not allowed to use, that would be kind of outside my realm of knowledge, because I don't know what the rules and laws are for inheritance. I can tell you how the inheritance is going to affect the SSI, and
right.
that is that you do need to call and report it, because we need to get it on the record, and they can talk to you more about how long you have to spend it down on current needs and things like that. But if it stays on there for very long, assuming it's over $2,000, then it would make him ineligible for SSI until that money was spent. Because again, with SSI, it's a needs-based program, and you have to have less than $2,000 for an individual. You have to have less than $2,000 in resources, such as a bank account, cash on hand, things like that. Now, sometimes there are some special types of trusts and things that you can put that money into, but again, you'd want to call in, report that, and then talk to the claims specialist about how to set that up, if that's kind of what you're looking at. Now, as far as the Social Security survivor benefits, it doesn't affect that at all.
Hey, Sandra, how much did he inherit?
Oh gosh, I hate to say it publicly.
Oh,
he inherited.
Well, no one knows who you are. No one knows who you are. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. I'm just curious. Was it a lot or a little?
It was a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so you understand now that he has all this money, good for him, and maybe it can increase. Look, SSI is not a lot of money, okay? You're barely scraping by on that. So if he has more money now, he can use that, spend it, but he'll lose his SSI. But big deal, if he inherited a lot of money, that's the way it should be, and he can enjoy that.
Yeah, and there's some special trusts that you can put in for college savings and some things like that that can be excluded. Again, you'd want to talk to a claims specialist about that and making sure that you set that up correctly. The other thing is, if you have a large sum of money, resources that come in, or you go back to work for a little while under the SSI program, and let's say your benefits are stopped for a period of time. Let's say you have that large sum of money, and it takes you 6 months to spend that down. As long as you're not, your benefits haven't stopped for more than a year, you can actually start those benefits back up. Now we're talking about the SSI program. Okay. Now after a year, the record completely terminates, and you have to start all over again.
Okay.
And so we see, I know this is a completely different situation. We see a lot of prison situations where folks that go in maybe for 6 months and then they get out, we can get their benefits going right off the bat again. But folks who go in for a couple of years come back into the office and they say, hey, I didn't want to get my benefits started, and they actually have to start all over again because it's been more than a year.
Okay, good. So she just needs to report it, all right? And then, as you said, it likely, I would think, unless there's some special trust provision, going to affect his SSI, but it will not affect
the survivors
and all of that. So, yeah, that's the way it plays out. And again, it comes down to, well, why should I? SSI, remember, is completely needs-based. And if you all of a sudden have a windfall and you no longer have the need, you lose that. And that's the way it should be. So, anyway, we need to take a break, did you say? Yes, we're going to take a break now. We will be back on Morning Line with more of your calls in just one moment.